We're taking a look here at the disassembly and assembly of the front wheel on the monkey, and basically it's just an illustration, and it says disassemble and assemble the front wheel according to the illustration. Use only the specified tire to avoid malfunctions of the IMU and ABS. Install each dust seal with the flat side facing out so that it is flush with the wheel hub. Install the brake disc with the rotation mark arrow facing out. And with a monkey that does not have ABS, you basically just have your brake rotor with 4 bolts, the spacer, dust seal, a wheel bearing, your wheel, a distance collar that goes inside the wheel between the 2 bearings, the second bearing, second dust seal, and the second spacer. And the ABS model is the same thing, except that there's a pulsar ring, which this is the encoder wheel that the ABS system uses to measure the wheel speed. So the first step here on the front wheel, I'm going to go ahead and remove the 5 bolts for the rotor. So despite not having the exact correct star bit for this bolt, I used one close enough and was able to break them loose. They're not too tight. The next step is to get the seal out, so I just work it around. Don't put too much pressure on any one part of it. And this is just a dust seal. This isn't the bearing. Just be mindful of the pressure you're pulling up on it. The next section is talking about bearing replacement. Install the bearing remover head into the bearing. From the opposite side, install the bearing remover shaft and drive the bearing out of the wheel hub. Remove the distance collar and drive out the other bearing. And there's some special tools, a remover head, 12mm, and a bearing remover shaft. So this is indicating that it wants us to use some special tools to remove the bearings. The next section says pack all the bearing cavities with grease. Drive in a new right bearing squarely with its sealed side facing up until it's fully seated. Also on the side it says never install the old bearings. Once the bearings have been removed, the bearings must be replaced with new ones. The next section says install the distance collar. Drive in a new left bearing squarely with its sealed side facing up until its inner race is seated on the distance collar. The bearings were done by my powder coater, who's also a motorcycle mechanic, and I asked if it was possible that he video the process of removing these bearings, but he didn't have the time to do it. It was a lot to ask. So what he advised I do is basically take a punch and find the edge of the insert that's inside in between the 2 bearings and kind of work it down and pound out the stock bearings from the opposite side. And this is not the way that the factory manual tells you to do this. The factory manual specifies the use of a special tool to drive out these bearings, and essentially it's a hammer, slide hammer type of tool, and probably pretty pricey. So I went with his advice and his tactic and just let him do it. So while I wanted to show the bearing removal and installation, I'm not going to be able to do that. And if I did do it, I probably would have taken it to our race car shop and used the press, the hydraulic press, with some sort of mechanism to support the outer race of the bearing. But either way, the instruction manual does state to use a special tool, and it also says to replace these bearings when you change them. I'm not heeding that advice because I'm just going to go with it and see. If one of these bearings fails, we'll know it, and then I'll replace it at that time. So just be aware that the factory manual does say that you should replace these bearings when you take them out. So we're going to reinstall our dust seals for the bearings, and these seals press down pretty painlessly. You could go through the effort of hammering them down, which, you know, it would involve just kind of getting a flat washer and just making sure you're hearing metal, which is the washer hitting the wheel, and making sure that these are flush. But they don't really need that hammer force to be put back in. The next step is going to be to reinstall the encoder ring for the ABS. Obviously, if you have a yellow monkey, or I imagine 2020 is going to be blue, or if you're in a non-US market, you're not going to have ABS in certain instances. I don't know what colors your bike are, but here the red bikes have the ABS and the yellow bikes do not. So if you have an ABS model, you're going to have this encoder ring. Being that I don't have the right bit, kind of dictates how tight I make these. Next step is to reinstall the brake rotor. And the brake rotor is going to have, it's directional, obviously. You can't really put it on the wrong direction, but you can put it on upside down. And the side, which is facing out, is dictated by the bevels inside of the bolt holes. For the front brake rotor bolts, I am going to observe the torque suggestions on these, which is 15 foot-pounds. You can also put a drop of Loctite on these. Okay, so our front wheel is reassembled. It's very easy to do, and you can just give it a look over, and you can tell if your brake rotor is flush or not. If it's not, you'll notice some slack in it, but after you torque it down, it should be okay. So our next step is to put this back on the bike. Install the right and left side collars, install the front wheel between the fork legs, apply a small amount of grease to the axle shaft, install the axle shaft from the right side, install the axle nut, and tighten it to the specified torque. The specified torque is 69 Newton meters or 51 foot-pounds. Check the brake operation by applying the brake lever several times. So we're going to spread these brake pads out. I just stick a flat-bladed screwdriver in between the slot in the caliper brake pads and spread it out. And it's not going to hurt anything, it's just going to push some fluid back up into the reservoir. You just want to make sure that you have your spacers in the wheel before you do this. And then what I do is I start out with the axle kind of in there already, so it's just kind of ready to go. And then from there it's really just a balancing act, with the only thing that needs to be aligned is the rotor into the caliper in between the brake pads. And then the rest of the install is just a balancing act. And I have the bike propped up in a manner that should allow this to be a lot easier. If you have two people, it's always easier to have an extra set of hands. So I'm just going to align the rotor up in the brake pads first, and then get the wheel up to where I can slide the axle through. And the hardest part here is going to be to make sure that the spacers do not fall out. So the seals will kind of hold them into place a little bit, and once you get that slid into place, you can start your axle and just push it all the way through to the other side. Sometimes the help of a rubber mallet is needed here just to help align things up a little bit, or it might be worth it to stick a substitute axle into place to hold the other side so your spacer doesn't fall out. Or I just need to align it and it goes all the way through, which it did. The brake rotor is in between the brake pads as it should be, and then I'll throw the nut on the other side of the axle. Then the last step is to tighten and torque this down. So the rest of the process is to just take your 19 millimeter or 3/4 inch socket, and this needs to be torqued to 51 foot-pounds. So that completes the install of the front wheel on the Honda Monkey. My gold wheels are looking good on here, and I'll do an after the fact video showing how the bike looks with the new color of wheels. Hope you enjoyed that video, and be sure to leave me a comment or a thumbs up if you liked it, and also if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe, and always appreciate a share for other people that don't know about my channel and could use this help. Thanks for watching.